Well, hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. Well, FPV Builds and Tech sent me a early Christmas present. They said we're going to send you a plane for free and we'd like you to do a review on it. This is the Top RC Swift. It is a 64mm EDF powered glider, jet powered glider. So I've already opened up part of it, but I haven't gone any further than this. I'm going to open it up and see what's in the box. Hopefully it's a glider. But he had some other parts that he owed to me, or was going to give to me, so he's opened them up and sent them in here. I think that's what this is. Yeah, had some spars for a different plane. So let me undo them. Then we go back to what's actually in this box. Okay. All right. Nice non-folded manual. That's always a good thing. We don't like folded manuals. Not at all. Right. Do not like folded manuals. All right. Operations manual, Swift. Looks like you only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 main parts, and then a couple of wing spars and some screws. So not much there. Okay. Alright. I've got all kinds of tape. Someone went nuts with the tape gun here. This is not all that big of a model. This is a main wing here. And boys, it's stiff. Oh my goodness. What's in that? This wing is like super stiff. Well, it's got two big spars in there. It's got one, so it's got maybe a fiberglass spar here, something here, big long spar here, big spar here, making it very, very rigid, which is great for speed and performance. Well, I got ailerons. Got protection here and here for belly landings. Adjustable linkage, that's great. Just got to make sure that you got that's good and tight. It looks like there might maybe a little bit Loctite on there, a little bit blue I see, but just make sure that's good and tight. Even got a carbon fiber spar actually in the aileron, so that is cool. Very smooth finish. You can't really see, you can't feel the sails. You can see them, but you certainly can't feel them, which is a common. Which is a standard these days in modern planes, modern RC planes. Thank you, Anthony at FP Builds and Tech, for sending this out to me. I'll look forward to flying this. Hopefully fly it tomorrow. Hard black backing tape there. It is a pinch hinge, but I can see a little bit shiny in there, so that means that there's some laminate in there. At least I think there is, but there's not going to be all that much stress on it. Okay. Get that big foam chunk out there. They have got this thing packed to where you can drop it. Even got double-sided tape holding that big foam chunk in. Okay. This is obviously the EDF unit here. I'm about to cut myself. Would not be good. They've got this double-sided tape holding that box in. That way it's up off the fuselage. It's like the double-sided tape from you know where. Plenty of room there. Got a hard backing plate probably what the EDF sets on. Nice little compartment that the EDF went in. Yeah. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 bladed fan. It is an outrunner because that outer drum spins. Should have some speed out of this thing. Looks like a strong motor too, just by the way it. All right. Clearly labeled. Let me show you your colors there. I hate it when motor connections or EDF connections are all the same color. It's like it's hard to differentiate. Got 2 spars, and they're square. Instead of being circular or round, they are square. Which I think that part makes the horizontal stabilizer. Yeah, see, that's square. Square. One thing I read about this plane makes it cool is the vertical stabilizers, I'm sorry, the horizontal stabilizers, they both move. See? That's where that square stabilizer goes in. That's cool. That is cool. And last but not least, the piece de resistance. I can't say that with my lousy French accent. The fuselage. Fuselage. Oh man. This is cool. This is really cool. I'm going to take a 2200 4S. That like screws down or keys in or something. Well, that opens up somehow. Oh, okay. XT60 connector. Hard. Well, actually, that's not hard. I mean, it's hard, but that's just very hardened foam there. It's not a plastic tip. Hard plastic going along here. A little bit of vent cooling for the ESC. Exhaust cooling. Not just a hard, but metal back there. So that is really cool. All right, let's see now. All right, let's see. Let's see what we're doing here. We had a manual. Oh, there it is. I think this is just a 4-channel control. So put your wings together first. Okay. Take that big square spar. Okay. It only fits, you know, it's just going to fit that one way. Has a stopping point. Make sure these leads are on the underside here. Okay. Now you're going to make sure, like I said, make sure these are on the underside. See how that just kind of keys in together there? Which is cool. That's very cool. That cool. All right. Now take your motor. Okay. See how those 2 holes there? Okay. These 2 holes here. See how that's kind of got a little more space there? That's where your wires are going to go through there. Then we're going to take that wooden tray that we had. I guess they'll give you extra screws. Because you got 4 screws here, and they're all the same. Well, now you got 2. Hold on. Okay, so this is wing and this is bolt. All right, so the 2 that have the rounded heads, no, the 2 that have the flat heads on them, okay, you got 4 bolts here. You got 2 that have these flat heads, okay, and then you got 2 that have rounded heads. They're all Phillips, and the flathead ones are a little bit longer, okay. The flathead ones, you're going to fit through this wooden thing, wooden supporting brace, and that's what's going to go into your motor. Into those two dark wood carbon fiber supports that will run underneath it there. Okay. Should help to that's in there, and then the whole thing is going to fit together like that. Okay. And I'm wrong. It was the button head that go up here, the flat head go on top. The pictures are kind of hard to tell. Right, because that actually makes more sense. And the reason how you could tell, okay, it's actually pretty simple. Okay, is if you look on top of these wings, okay, the place where you put that has a recess where this recessed head of the screw would go into. So if I put that in there like that, fit the screw in there, it's going to be kind of tedious. You're going to have to kind of hold this, get that screw to take that out of there for right now. Put your screws through first. Okay, this will just make it easier for you. Put your screws through first. Remember, flat head. The flat heads go in the top of the wing here. Hold all that together. Just get enough through there to hold that front of the wing together. Okay, take your other flat-headed screw, and see it's recessed. It's recessed there, so that screw will hold that in place. All right, now take your motor. Fish all those wires through that little larger opening. Push your motor through there. Okay. All right. Then take your button-headed screws. Drop. Oh, gotta put that plate in first. Kind of obvious how it fits. Okay. won't get any extra screws, so be aware of that. This is a good design. I gotta tell you, I like this design. Alright. And see, where I've got them screwed in, they're almost kind of bowing that wood in a little bit. That motor's on there. Okay. Now, one thing you're going to want to do, and I would do this before we go any further, we want to make sure that we've got the direction of the motor correct. Okay? So, the way to do this, I mean, you can go ahead and put your receiver in there if you wanted to. Okay? But for right now, I'm going to use a servo tester. Okay? I'm going to, just by default, hook the black to the black on this motor from the ESC, the red to the red, and the yellow to the yellow, and hopefully that's going in the right direction. Okay? I'm going to find me my servo lead, or my throttle lead. Okay, there's rudder, or there's throttle. Okay? I'm going to take a servo tester. I'm going to put the throttle in the servo tester. Okay? If I can get it to go in there. I mean, I could do this with a receiver, but it's just easier just to do it this way. Okay? Plug the battery into the ESC. Okay? Okay? There we go. Got thrust going backwards. Okay. So that way I know that the yellow to the yellow, the black to the black, the red to the red are the correct directions. Okay? Take that battery out of there. Something I want to do real quick that I'm thinking about adding to this motor is I'm putting an external afterburner. I know you're thinking, well, that's not how it... all I would do... no. It's way too big. Never mind. Thought about doing it, but yeah. Alright, so now I know that I'm safe to hook my wing up. Okay, but first, before I do that, I got to get that Y that they included, which... Y. There it is. Okay. Now I got to hook up to my ailerons. Now remember, anytime you're hooking up aileron leads, light to light, dark to dark. These are always the polarity. Light to light, dark to dark. Okay? And this is a little fiddly here because you're trying to hold the wing in place. Okay, light to light. I'll show you here in just a second. Okay? Now, if you look, you got the... You may not be able to see it. Can't really focus with the camera and hold it. But just understand your polarity is always light to light, dark to dark. In this case, it's white on this part of the servo lead and yellow here, so still the lighter color. Same thing the other side, light to light, dark to dark. Okay, now I'm going to fish that through. Okay, making sure that my rudder and the aileron servo leads are also, they're coming from the servos back here. Make sure that they're also forward. Because once I get that wing on, it's going to be kind of hard to grab a hold of them. But I can get a hold with a tool. Okay. Fish that down in there like that. Make sure I'm not pinching any wires. here, get behind it. Has a very definite bottoming out point. This is going to be a very fast model. Very fast model. Alright, so all I did is I made sure I didn't pinch any wires, okay, and that wing is on there, okay. Now, I'm going to turn it over. I love the way that everything, servo and the elevator and the rudder is all, the leads to the control form are all contained within the fuselage. Alright. I'm going to take your square fuselage spar. Okay, you see that hole right there? Fish that through. Maybe. Maybe. Very tight, but that's okay because that's what controls the elevator up and down. Okay. The fastening part, it goes underneath. Should have a definite stopping point. I'm thinking that we undo. Yes. Okay. Shorter. Please note that the center horizontal should match the bulge at the end. Okay. The main wings, fan is facing the head. Shorter connection rod from the pack and insert in the connected rod corresponding groove of the field. Install horizontal wings to the fuselage and lock them by screws under the okay. Alright, undo these two Phillips head screwdrivers right here, or screws. Okay. See if that's enough. Okay, take the other side. Let me undo these and this one. So I'll go ahead and just take them out. I want to tighten them up once I get them on there. The little, you got a flat head and button. The button head side goes to the front. Okay, so keep them when you take them out. And the flattened side goes to the rear of the elevator. I like this. This is what controls the elevator and gives it rigidity at the same time. Uh-oh. That just poked through. Uh-oh. Just dropped my retaining clip there. Alright, don't push it so hard that it pokes through. That's what just happened to me. but you do want to take those screws out. So that's what locks everything in place. I'm using the wrong screwdriver for this, but it's okay. Okay, little flat screws back in there. Alright, so after all said and done, see the, well, hold on, put it this way. See how much gap you should have? Just enough, about maybe, what's that, a third, maybe a quarter inch gap, maybe a third of an inch gap, to allow room for both of those elevators to move up and down. Alright? Okay, now the other thing is, you see there's a protrusion right here. See how my elevator is lining up perfect with that? Same mark on the other side. Line up just basically perfect with that. That's where that should line up for. I may need to pull it down just a touch, but that's pretty good right there. I can always take that out with sub trim. Alright, now this is a 4-channel bird, so I'm only going to need a 4-channel receiver. So, alright, we got throttle, rudder, and I need to dip down in there and grab my elevator. My elevator servo lead, so I need my tool to grab it. And okay, there it is. Elevator, rudder, okay. And then I've got that Y lead that we got for the ailerons right there. So aileron lead, rudder lead, elevator, throttle, 4-channel. Okay, so that is the very basic unboxing and build of the Top RC Swift. Now this is a hard plastic top. It keys in right there. There's a hard retention plate. Okay, then you just put that in there. Key that in. And there you go. And that is the Top RC Swift put together, ready for electronics and ready for a making. Alright, now one thing I may do, because you see what we got here. All white plane, right? Underneath. On top, I do have markings on either side. I got the black here, and I got some markings on the side here. Okay, that's okay for on top, but when this thing's away from me, it would be help with orientation if I had some stripes or something on the underside of the wing. So I might, maybe not right now, but after the maiden or something, after I fly a little bit and verify that, I might paint me some stripes or something underneath this just to make it easier for orientation. Alright, well there you go. That's the basic unbox and build of the Top RC Swift. It is a 4-channel power glider that runs on a 64mm EDF, 4S powered, like a 2200, 1800, 2200 would be perfect for it. And we're going to get it made in here very soon for you. All right, and FPV Builds and Tech in West Babylon, New York. Thank you for the plane. I can't wait. It was an early Christmas present. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it. And we're going to get it together, or we got it together. We're going to get it made real soon. Pay attention next. We'll be doing the Rates Radio and CG video. And here you go. All right, God is good. God bless y'all. Don't forget, thank family and friends. And then Swift EDF powered power gliders. Bye, y'all.